Good day, my friends. Good day. Someone asked the question today, how much of this transgender business do we have to tolerate? May I ask you a question? And I'm going to do something right now which to me is extremely critical. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I find it fascinating. Could you please tell me what it is about this that has actually affected your life? Can you think of anything that has actually affected your life? Is there anything about this story? Anything at all that has in any way affected you to the point where you thought to yourself, I'm wondering about this. Everywhere I go, I run into this story. Has this somehow been a problem? Has this somehow... Don't you find this fascinating? Do you not find this fascinating? Do you not? I do. Absolutely, positively, 100% find it beyond fascinating. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? And one of the things which I hope you're doing is to recognize the fact that to be a member of society, you've got to figure out what's going on. What was that thing we saw down? What was that before we just saw? Carbon what? Neutral. No. Carbon neutral.
It's about delivery, what it takes to put into the product.
Yes. Do you enjoy understanding what I see on my regular basis? Do you understand, or do you expect there to be some kind of order? Do you think somebody's going to come in one day and just clean this mess up? Do you think so? Do you think anybody's going to come in and say, you know what, enough of this stuff? Do you think, honestly, come on. Do you think remorse? Do you think, honestly, I say to you, dear, dear, dear friend, do you think that somebody somewhere is going to sit there and say, okay, let common sense prevail? Because if you think that's going to happen, you are so wrong, it's not even funny. I embrace this insanity like you can't believe. I don't get upset over it. I don't get upset. Pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention. There are subjects I know that if I tell you this, the first thing you're going to say is, and I know you're going to say, I don't care about that. Because you love to say, I don't care about that. You do. And if there's one thing I can change about you, say, no, you've got to understand. I want you to be analytical. Ask questions. Grovel in the fascinating aspects of this. Don't put yourself in the position of, I don't know what the word is, but don't always dismiss things as being stupid. Yes, they're stupid. Okay, fine. They're stupid. So what? So what? Honestly. So what? What do you want to happen? There is stuff that's going on right now, and I don't even know where to go. Did you see the story? I'm going to say this to you. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh, I don't care about that. Okay, fine. Because that's what you do, and you do know you do that. You do know. I'm not just being mean. You do know. You love to say, oh, I don't care about that. Remember that I was telling you about Madonna? Remember when I was saying about Madonna? I said, this Madonna business is really, what's the word? This Madonna business is not to be taken seriously. This Madonna stuff is not, I don't think it's about sepsis. I don't think it's about... And then somebody said, well, it's a Narcan. And then somebody said, oh, okay. And okay, now. I find that interesting. Now, does that mean that I sit back and I waste time? No, I don't sit there and waste my time about the story about Madonna. I love the story of lying. I love when famous people tell me stuff that are lies. I love it. I love lies. I think it fascinates me. Don't you? Seriously? Don't you understand? Don't you really grasp this notion about how things work? About when something big just blows up and you realize, why is this? Why are they lying? Who is it? Who is it that's actually involved in making these ridiculously stupid apologies and looking the other way? People who are trying to get involved. Do you understand how corrupt the media are? And how they'll even do everything just to placate this one? I know it doesn't matter. But it's true. And sometimes I think to myself, you know what? I just have to stop and look around and say, wow. Little things. Now, right now, as we speak today, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop regarding Joe Biden. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. And I'm going to ask the question, and I'm going to see whether you know anything about this. Now, let me see if I can explain this. And I don't want you to necessarily react. I want you to analyze this, okay? It's very, very important. Now, here's the question, and this is the most important. Why do you think Joe Biden's people agreed to allow him to be seen on the beach looking like an old, sad man? Why? Do you think that was an accident? Do you think they just decided, well, hey, who took a picture of Joe? How did that happen? Do you think that do you think that makes any sense? Seriously. I want to know a question. Do you think that this picture of Joe Biden on the beach happened by accident, or was it planned? It was planned. Why was it planned? Everything about this man is planned. He's not let out anywhere. The question is, why? Because they're setting him up. They're going to slide him out. They've already agreed they're going to make the transition to, as I've told you from the get-go, into Gavin Newsom. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Believe me when I tell you. It's Gavin Newsom. It's happening. They're setting him up. Did you see when he was with King Charles? And he's talking to the guards and Charles is saying, quit talking to me. But he's talking to me, the president, because Joe doesn't know where he is. Why would they send this man who can't walk? Listen to what I'm saying. He's got that, I don't want to say it's Parkinsonian. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But he's taking those little steps like this, kind of like the Tim Conway character. Remember that? Remember that one? On pebbles, on gravel, like this. And he's holding on to, they're making him walk all over them. He goes, Jesus. He walks like, what am I doing? Why did they do that? You think somebody says, oh, no walking. Excuse me. We're not going to walk. He gets out of the car, he walks up, he waves, and that's it. Why would they make him do this? They're showing him, they're showcasing him. They're ready for him to step down. And they're going to make it sound valiant. And they showed him on the beach. All he needed was one of those metal detectors. He looked like he couldn't find his beach chair. It was pathetic. It was one of the saddest things anybody's ever seen. I know you don't care. So why are they doing it? Because they're setting you up. They are setting you up. I am telling you, they are setting you up for the big one. Because this is a guy that they want out. You dig this? They want him out. They want him out. It's over for him. I'm telling you, I find it incredibly fascinating. I mean it. I find it fascinating beyond anything I've ever seen before. And it's happening before our very eyes. It's happening before our very eyes. And the story that I can't get anybody to understand, this is one of the funniest, it's not funny, but it is so incredible. And I mentioned this today. A biological female who identifies as a transgender non-binary is a woman. Did you hear what I said? A biological female who identifies as a transgender non-binary is a woman. A woman ran a race and won. She couldn't even win. She couldn't even win a race. She goes, no, you can't win a race. Why? So I'm going to be, the next time I do anything, I'm a non-binary binary. Or a hemi-binary would be half a binary. No. How do you negate binary? Meta-binary? I would be cisgendered, biological, cisgendered, hemi-binary, who identifies as a trans non-binary. Trans is transitional or whatever. So a non-binary, the trans, would negate the non and make it binary. Because I can't just win a race. Do you see what I'm saying? Nobody can win a race today because you're a woman. No, you got to be a trans. But it's the funniest story, and nobody understands it. Nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. Nobody. How does this work, my friends? How does this work? And you have no idea how this system works. Gavin Newsom is the next president, and the best thing that happened is Bobby Kennedy. Bobby Kennedy Jr. is the best. Bobby Kennedy Jr. Oh, and DeSantis is all but gone. All but gone. Gone. Think of that? Now, I don't expect people to necessarily run to their phones and say, I just heard something that was so incredible today. A woman ran a race, won, and couldn't be a woman. She had to be that's not it. I don't expect you to. It's one of the funniest things. It's not that trans people are funny, but the idea of this message. And nobody seems to care about it. And we are getting ready, my friends. And I don't know what we're going to do. I do not know what we're going to do with this. And I do not know. I'm sorry, but I do not understand that. I don't understand any further. I don't understand I understand why he's doing it. But I feel there's a part of me that feels kind of sort of sorry for President Trump. And I mean that with all due respect. I feel kind of sort of sorry for President Trump. That's all. I feel kind of sort of sorry for President Trump. Because I think deep down inside, he doesn't really understand what's happening here. Now, when I tell people that, they don't believe me. I don't think he really understands. I think he's in this kind of this thing where I'm Donald Trump and nobody can touch me, and I always pull out of it. I always pull out of the tailspin, and that's the way it is, and that's it. And they're just sitting back, and Jack Smith is ready to pounce on him. Like, there are people right now, they are going to hit him. Don't think they're not going to use that Article 3 of the 14th Amendment. And there's a lot of procedural parts of it that say because he's an insurrectionist and a rebel, he won't be able to run for office. I don't know. That's going to be seeing something. You understand this? My friends, we have so much. And Gavin Newsom is going to walk to the front and he's going to tone down the stuff. He's even, are you listening to what he's saying? No. No, you're not. Did you hear what he said about Fox News? He's watching Fox News. He's going to be on shows. You watch. He can do it. And you're going to end up, and he's going to just dial it down. And they're going to say, what do you think? What about your state? Hey, listen. My state was a problem. He's going to blame the government, and I'm not in charge of the immigration policy. I still have to deal with Washington. I've got to deal with assemblies. I've got problems. You don't know what it's like to run a state. This is the biggest state in the world. This is like the 7th largest economy in the world. I've got drugs. I've got problems. And he's going to make it sound, you're going to say, am I talking to the right guy? You're not going to believe what he says. Why do you think he's letting, this Leslie Van Houten? It's Van Houten, right? They're finally going to let her out, maybe of prison. How many think she should get out of prison? Leslie Van Houten, 50 years she's been in prison. 50 years for the Manson thing. Oh, and she was terrible. At 20, stabbing people, blood. It's horrible what she did. You think she should be let out of jail? Out of prison? Do you think? Because Gavin's not saying a damn thing about it. Isn't that something? Gavin ain't saying a word about it. Ain't that something? Gavin ain't saying nothing about that. I find that fascinating. Don't you? I think that's amazing. Somebody told me the other day, and I love this. I love when they said, well, he said, I don't know if she's been, what is it? Oh, I don't know if she's been rehabilitated. Rehabilitated. Have you heard that one? Well, I think she's been rehabilitated. Excuse me, rehabilitated? What are you talking about? And you're going to hear this. Who said anything about rehabilitation? Where did that come from? I don't know. Why do people think prison has anything to do with rehabilitation? It's called a penitentiary. A penitentiary. You know what a penitentiary is? Where you're a penitent. It's about punishment. It's not about rehabilitation. What the hell are you talking about? But they keep talking about this. Then you can ask yourself this question. Does it serve any purpose? No. If you let her out, is she going to kill anybody else? No. Is she the same person that she was? No. Well, what the hell difference does it make? They kill people. If they had the death penalty, they would have killed her. They wouldn't say, yeah, but at 73, she would. They say, who the hell cares? You want her dead. America wants her dead. America loves the death. We don't care about this. We don't care about this. Everybody who is old enough looks like your grandpa or your grandma. And if Ted Bundy had been old enough, he'd be, this guy was a savage. He was what you would call satanic. And at the age of 70, 83, he'd look like an old man. Oh, come on. Did you ever see these World War II guys? Did you ever see them with their little hats? You see veteran and they're wearing the uniform and they're sitting in their wheelchairs and they look so cute. These people were killers. They were killers. They were the baddest ass things you've ever seen. But when they get older, they just look. Why is Gavin Newsom changing his mind all of a sudden? Why? Why do you think? He's changing his image, my friend. Changing his image. So that's that. Now listen, Mrs. L's got a brand new video that I want you to go watch immediately. And more importantly, you've got to sign up for her YouTube channel. They are so good. And what was the latest one you did? Oh, about Gab? Is it Gab or the award? The chat Snapchat. They gave Snapchat an award for basically this is where half of the drug dealers. I mean, people buy. It's just you got to see this. You've got to see this. The work she's doing. And my wife's been doing this stuff since day one. Before it got cool. Before all the other was, hey, this year beats the African Violence Society. Hey, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do it. What's it called? Oh, yeah, human trafficking. Yeah, that'll work. Can we go on Fox News? I'm in. A lot of people did this, and I guarantee you. Let's see if they're in for the long haul. Because these people love to do this stuff a little bit. All right? All right, my friends. Listen, you have a great and a glorious day. Don't forget, biological female who identifies as a transgender, non-binary, is absolutely... Try getting your head around that. We love you. We think you're terrific. Don't ever change. We mean that sincerely. See you tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel, 8 a.m. Have a great time, great evening. Be kind to everybody. Be kind. Be kind to people that you don't have to be kind to. Be kind to people that you will never see again. Be kind to everybody. And do it because you want to. Not because you have to. Not because the Bible tells you. No, but do it because you want to do it. Because you're a nice person. How about that? All right, dear friends, and don't forget these words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.